What do you want to talk about?
Whatever we want. I've got topics for days. I'm so Call it Topicana.
Fresh squeezed.
Boy, howdy.
Boy,
Hey.
comma howdy. I know that's not. Anyway, whatever. Hi, welcome to Topicana.
It's grammatically correct, but
Topic.
nobody says comma though.
comma chameleon. I'm having a hard time with my words today.
Oh, yeah?
Topicana.
Topicana. We were gossiping before the
We were
show.
gossiping. We're not going to tell you what we were gossiping about, but it was some juicy gossip.
We don't get a lot of gossip anymore because
Yeah, that's on the extra Patreon tier list.
Mm-hmm.
The secret.
If you have gossip in your life, share it with me. Amy at notlp.com.
I only gossip about the
I love
dogs
gossip.
and Amy
Yeah, well,
in my band.
So do you gossip to the dogs about Amy?
Do, yeah, all
do
the
you
time.
guys talk about me?
I'm like, can you believe Andy's outlandish Halloween costume?
Go to Night Living Podcast on Instagram. Do it right now. Look at Andy's costume.
There's a miracle that happened, and Andy recreated the scene from An American Werewolf in London where David Naughton is in the zoo nude and he has to grab the he has the kids' balloons to cover his ding-a-ling and his his cherries.
His wedding tackle.
Yeah. Andy did a brilliant take on that and also somehow managed to match the rhythm of the running scene exactly correctly.
Did you practice?
No, I think it was just serendipity. Was that the word?
Yep.
Yeah. And sensed memory. You probably had it burned
Yeah.
into your mind. Did you see this
It was-
movie when you were a kid?
Yes, a lot. That's
you
why,
go.
I always want to do a cosplay, but I don't have the skill. But I do have balloons.
You have the skill. You made it happen. It looks pretty great.
No, I don't have the skill to do like a werewolf or a zombie like that.
Oh, I
but,
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
You're not a master effects artist.
yeah.
What a disappointment.
It was a great
Gross.
choice,
Well,
though.
Low effort, high impact. That's what
Yes.
my philosophy is.
I love that. I remember your cocaine bear. And I feel like you live out that philosophy every Halloween. And I love it.
I keep
Yeah,
feeling.
just look around your house, see what you have. I'm like, I can make a costume out of that.
Yeah. Our friend Kyle stopped by and brought us these adorable little, and there's one of them here for you too, Andy. You want to show them, maybe? He crocheted these bees.
Oh,
They're
cute.
zombies.
They're
get
like
it?
they're like dead colors and they've got wounds on them.
But they're bumblebees.
Oh, they're bumblebees.
And it's a pun too,
yeah.
Yeah.
which makes it even better.
Which is your favorite, Andy? This is amazing. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, and Kyle was dressed as Squirrely Dan from Letterkenny, and I didn't realize it at first. I thought he was just wearing
There was
overalls
just
and a
something
ball cap.
wonderful about him, and you weren't sure why he was extra wonderful.
He
that
was
day.
extra wonderful that day because Kyle's a pretty wonderful guy, and yeah, he was dressed up like
Squirrely Dan.
Squirrely Dan, and it was so spot on.
Yeah. What a sweet guy.
Yeah, love him to death. You gotta love somebody who's like, "Are you gonna be home in about 20 minutes? I have something for you," and they bring you a crocheted. You're like that too, Andy. You guys are birds of a feather. Creative, but he suggested a good costume idea to me. I never thought about. I could be like Mick Foley real easy.
You could.
People are like, I could do Post Malone or Mick Foley real easy. Everything else would require a lot of effort. Oh, Danny McBride, I get that too.
Yeah.
I could do those three guys with low effort, high. I don't know if it'd be high impact.
Yeah. We also got Wayne Knight a couple times.
Oh, I did in Florida. You can't be a big guy and wear a Hawaiian t-shirt. I was dressed exactly like his character from
Big
Jurassic
guy,
Park.
glasses, curly hair. You can't be that
Yeah.
Yeah.
without
And also you
dumbasses
were-
walking up to you and saying that.
Yeah. And for some reason, you kept going,
I also probably at that time, I think I weighed about 60 pounds more than I do.
Yeah.
So I was probably Wayne Knight size almost when we were at Disney that time. That was at Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy was like, he was talking like he thought I was Wayne Knight. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 20 years younger than that guy too, on top of everything else.
This guy's freaking compliment is really the most horrific insult, layer upon layer.
I don't have any problem with Wayne Knight. I mean, I think
You
Wayne
gotta
Knight.
think about it though.
But also, like, if you
though.
know me and you see my face, I don't think that we have any real resemblance. But I did dress like him, like on purpose. It looked like
You did look like a turkey to me that one time.
I did look like a
delicious
turkey.
turkey.
Oh my god!
Were you hungry or something?
Yeah.
Starving.
It's a Seinfeld reference. I'm doing it right?
Yeah,
You saw
that's
Newman.
when he was using. They were
That was
Kramer.
Kramer, though.
Kramer was seeing him as
saw Newman as a turkey.
because was he
I don't remember
sunbathing
why.
with butter?
Newman saw Kramer as a turkey.
Newman
Yes.
saw Kramer as the turkey.
Thank
Oh, that's
you.
right, because he waved
Yeah.
at him with a little chicken
All right.
or a little
You got to
turkey
turn
wing.
it around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
he was shaving with butter instead of
That's right.
shaving cream.
Exactly. Thank you, Andy.
That shit was funny.
So sorry I got that backwards. I'll do better next time. So yes, welcome to Topicana, where it's free flowing, where we're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Not doing a horror podcast. We're doing a having fun with our friends podcast.
I also look
Amy's
at it.
a. Oh, let's go ahead.
I was just
I
gonna,
was gonna make a-
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh my
Andy.
lord,
You go.
Sorry.
motherfuckers!
I was gonna make a menstruation joke because Amy's a free flower.
Oh, yeah.
I believe
I free bleed it. You know.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not. Just in case anybody was wondering, you can tick that off your list of things Amy does because you don't do that.
No.
So I have just a mishmash, a pocket full of sunshine
I'm excited.
and
to hear.
topics for us to discuss today. Some of them are the topics of the day. Some of them are the topics of my town, Cincinnati. Some of them are just things that occurred to me. How about that? First of all, I don't think any celebrity got caught in blackface this year.
There's still time
With their
for
Halloween
photos to leak out,
costume.
though.
You're right. It's only November 2nd.
And there's still time for pictures to be unearthed from years and years ago.
Well, yeah, that could still happen, of course. But I don't think we got any fresh ones this year. So good on you, celebs. So far,
That's
so good,
That's progress, I guess.
I guess.
I
You
guess
know,
the bar is very low for celebrities.
Yeah.
the best celebrity Halloween costume you showed me, Amy.
I did?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, well, that was going to come up later.
Oh, okay.
Heidi Klum, did you see E.T.?
Yes, it was
Horrific.
really cool, but the neck.
The face
was
and the neck.
gross.
Oh, I
was-
haven't seen it.
That's where their faces were in E.T.'s neck.
Oh,
The costume.
So the costume was like an accurate looking ET,
Yeah.
but she could see out through the neck.
And just having a little eyeballs and a mouth
She's the
Peeking
coolest
out
fucking
of the
person
neck.
on earth, I think. Maybe.
is so terrifying. I don't know what to do.
And it was also weird to see giant ETs
Yeah.
because proportionally, of course, she had to be in the costume.
Oh my god! I just seen
But,
it for
like-
the first time. Holy balls! That is awesome.
wonder-
Yeah.
Hope that was sponsored because I can't imagine that was cheap for her. I mean, sure, she's rich anyway, but
I know, but I think she probably does get her party sponsored because they're such a
Yeah.
big deal. Everybody's always breathlessly waiting.
You kind of
And I'm
wish,
not kidding. I'm always interested.
wish those eyes were in the movie too. The second set of eyes in the neck. I mean, he's an alien. Why not?
That's true. Do anything you want.
Yeah, that's one of the. She really is like the king or queen of Halloween. When it comes to the costumes, at least,
Right.
she might not bob for apples or.
Which is a
ham.
Is she
weird
like-
thing for her to
is-
be known for, but there you are.
is she the Halloween equivalent of Mariah Carey to Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of, she's been defrosted. Let back
She's
out into
coming
the
for you
world.
guys.
Oh,
she's
you're
lurking somewhere.
Mariah Carey has risen.
That cracks me up. That meme.
Her tomb opened and she
Is
peered
it-
out.
It was the meme where like if she's like she's in a block of ice, then
Yeah.
she's slowly defrosting. I like
Yeah,
that.
the
Time.
countdown.
The minute November 1st hits, let me tell you, Mariah Carey, how dare you? I really do think you got to give it a week. My God, too much. We don't even get to think about Thanksgiving.
It's not her fault.
It is her fault.
Everybody.
She gets people hyped.
See, people just. The thing about Christmas is
There's
people
better
love
music.
it more than anything. Although Halloween is really nipping at its heels.
Yes, I would say Halloween is the second.
Yeah.
But like, give us some time, Andy. What do you expect on November 1st at CVS?
I expect Thanksgiving in decorations more than Christmas. So they skip over Thanksgiving. That's
They do. Thanksgiving gets fucked and all
We
this.
were at CVS yesterday. It was November 1st. I was getting my COVID vaccine. Thank you very much. I'm very responsible. And there was no Halloween clearance candy. None. And the only candy that was on sale was Christmas tree Reese cups.
You know what I think is like
I'm
at
so
the root
angry.
of all this? I think it might be the chocolate shortage is causing them to, they manage their inventory.
Chocolate shortage?
Yeah. They manage their inventory more tightly these days. You haven't noticed that the price of chocolate has gone through the roof.
I don't know. You could have fooled me because I was at the grocery store yesterday and there were still aisles and aisles of
That's where we need to
discount
go.
candy.
I meant CVS, but yeah, I'll hit anywhere for some clearance candy.
We need to get up there then.
I'm trash.
I just thought
Load it
CVS
up.
would give it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a rest, people.
Got to get back up to my Wayne night weight. Get some bags of Snickers will do it.
Oh my god!
And you're doing it in a economically responsible way by buying cheap candy.
I thought you were going to say a healthy way.
It's just, it's the one thing us consumers can count on that's for us.
Yeah.
A way the house doesn't always win. Clearance candy after Halloween.
You know what I like even more than the post-Halloween clearance candy is the post-Valentine's Day candy.
Yeah,
'Cause
give me those chalky
the
hearts.
box candy.
Love 'em.
The fancier stuff, yeah.
It's higher quality. Russell Stover,
Oh, yeah.
Whitman's. Come on.
Whitman's where it's
Whitman?
at. Whitman's is the king of you know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Valentine's Day.
Esther Price.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Remember that bitch?
Esther Price is what I meant. What
But
did I
that's-
say?
that's
Whitman's.
That's bougie candy though. That's
Yeah.
even more expensive than Whitman's.
Yeah.
Fancy. It means that they love you more than
Mm-mm.
Whitman's.
Hershey's Pot of Gold. They still do that. That
I
was a
don't
hell of a box of candy. I'll tell you what.
I think we're hungry.
I'm not though.
Oh.
I just reminiscing over candy's past.
And reminiscent.
I'm on too many drugs to be hungry.
No, but is it indicative, like, of something? Not even having clearance candy at the CVS. Come on, guys. Is it part of this greater, larger issue, which is I think trick or treating is dying?
In our neighborhood, yes.
It died long ago in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
But Andy, would you say you got less kids than normal?
I think we got more than last year,
Well,
even
goddamn
though
it.
it was
That's awesome.
raining.
I don't know. Maybe it's my neighborhood.
We're
Maybe
so-
it's
Yeah.
the
we
things
have
I
a-
see on the internet where people are like, no kids.
A lot of people in our neighborhood are immigrants who don't practice Halloween.
Well, I would love to.
So that's going to be part of it, is that maybe we get a block party together,
I want to
Amy.
give your kids free candy. What's wrong with that?
Get to know your neighbors
You know.
and be like, hey, this is Halloween. I know you got here this year, but this is Halloween. If you guys want to come to our house on the 31st, we'll give you candy.
I know. I just miss doing it. We haven't had trick or treaters in years. And I feel like I hear about it more and more with other people too, where they didn't have any trick or treaters and they used to get them. And everybody's blaming it on the trunk or treat and like people being suspicious of each other, which is not the way.
You want to hear some cognitive dissonance I've encountered in real life on Facebook? This person I followed is a filmmaker who has made, we're friends on Facebook. I don't know him super well, obviously. He has made horror movies, but he does not celebrate Halloween because it's against his religion. And like he posted this whole thing about how it's evil and pagan.
God, just deny yourself all the good things in this world.
People are like, but that's your bread. That's how
Yeah.
you've been making money, is making you make. He's like, I did not make a horror film. I made a revenge story. And I'm like, well, whatever, man.
You're not going to name names?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if there are people listening who might also know this guy who pieces together on your own, because it was kind of like mutual acquaintances were giving him a hard time in the comments, which made me laugh really hard.
Yeah.
They kept wishing him happy Halloween.
Was it Stephen King?
Wouldn't that be weird if it was Stephen King? He did kind of. He's Stephen King has leaned into religion a little bit in his older age
I think
too.
the closer you get to death.
Yeah, we all get a little more spiritual.
Yeah, that's definitely
His whole
something
family,
I've
though.
dealt with.
Like one of his daughters is a rabbi now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. They're all
But
different.
she's probably she's probably a
denominations.
very progressive one.
Yeah,
course.
I'm sure.
yeah. I just don't want trick or treating to die, and I wish I could revive it in my neighborhood. I don't know how. People decorate for no reason. I feel so sad that they put stuff up and
brings
then
me joy.
nobody. No, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
as long as you're
Well,
having joy. But I would love.
Well, Amy, be the change you want to see in the world. Do some reverse trick or treating and go door to door
And give
them
candy.
candy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I could do that with a little note that says, "Hey, next year, don't be afraid. You can come to our house."
Sorry we missed you.
But you know what? I'm not gonna do any of that.
It's a lot of work.
I just want them to come to my house
So I
and
can
ask
give
for
them
free
fucking candy.
Listen, it'll be a nightmare because the dogs will bark, 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 bark. Probably scare
Yeah.
the crap out of the kid to begin with.
Oh, it'd be cute though.
But it'd be cute. When kids are startled, it's funny. Anyway,
And then sometimes they drop their candy and you can sweep it up.
Yep.
Ooh, more for me.
For real.
and we had Reese cups. Man, we had good stuff. Thank God, actually, they didn't come though, because I got to finish it
Yeah, we ate all the Halloween candy. Also,
multiple times. We ate it.
gorged on Halloween candy and also on Halloween movies. 13 Halloween movies.
You watched them all. I watched a handful of
What
them.
you could stay awake through.
Oh, did you finish like the Rob Zombies and the
Yes.
David Gordon Green? David
All of them.
Gordon Green.
He has seen every Halloween movie.
It took me like 5 days, maybe. I think something like that.
Yeah.
Oof.
So you're, are you Halloweened out?
My butt hurts from sitting and watching that much movie. Although I did kind of cheat and clean during some of them or whatever, you know. Like some of them aren't as good as the others, obviously.
What?
But and I probably disagree with a lot of you on which ones I think that is. You know what I mean? I really like the David Gordon Green movies, but they're kind of reviled.
The third one we watched last night,
It's a weird movie.
it really turned me off again. I think I was turned
Yeah.
off the first time. And I was just like, this isn't what I wanted.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I also like that they tried something fresh. You know, they brought in something different.
Hey, God bless them. It just, it missed.
Now, one that tried something really fresh that was just in comparison to that very last one, Resurrection with Busta Rhymes is terrible. I hated it when I saw it in the theater, and I watching it again. I was just like, holy fuck, this is a bad movie. But it has, you know, Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes and Katie Sackhoff is in it. And
I love that name.
yeah,
Katie Sackhoff.
Sackhoff, because it sounds like jack off.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just sounds like tee-ish.
she's bitch pudding too on Robot Chicken, right?
If you say so, I don't.
Remember the little strawberry shortcake
No,
kind of
I-
character?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Okay.
She's funny.
All right.
But yeah, Resurrection on paper sounds like a great idea. It's like it's weird because we just revisited.
Does it though?
Yeah, MTV's Fear was big then, and we just revisited that because of the Halloween League movies. It was one of Dustin chose episodes 1 and 5 of MTV's Fear, and we had just watched that, so it felt current. When I watched Resurrection, it felt like because what they're doing is they're basically recording an episode of MTV's Fear in the Myers house. I love that idea.
No, it's a great idea, but I don't. Once you add the stunt casting, I feel that's a big mark against it.
Yeah, well, they could have gotten away with the stunt casting if they had cast. And I can't totally blame the actors either. It's just like I feel like they
just didn't work.
relied on a lot of just walking around the house.
Yeah. Which is what a lot of those ghost shows do.
Yeah.
But in movie form,
Doesn't work as well in
No.
movie form.
you expect more in a movie.
A little something.
A little zhuzh.
You don't have to stick to your found footage type of format the entire
Right.
time. And they, to be fair, I guess they didn't the hunt the entire time, but it was just a real turd. And killing Jamie Lee Curtis off, and that was because she wanted them to do it. She's like, please kill me. She knew.
She's so great though in the new movies.
Yeah. She's great in everything she does.
This is true. She brings it. So Freddy survived all 13 Halloween movies. Golf clap.
Thank you. Psychologically, I don't know. We'll see what the fallout is.
All right. So far, so good. You seem normal.
Yeah.
Are you afraid you have PTSD or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna become real weird.
PHSTPDF. Post Halloween stress disorder.
Post Halloween franchise stress disorder.
We gotta throw an F in there now.
Yeah. I will say the
Is
Rob
it-
Zombie movies are better than I remember them, which seems to happen with all Rob Zombie movies. They improve with age. Not that they're great, but they've improved with age.
The flavors
So
get to mellow together more.
Yeah.
So by that metric, then like within 1,000 years, it'll be like, oh my God, these are the best movies ever.
I don't know.
Civilizations
Maybe.
will be built upon them.
I mean,
As sacred tomes.
you got to keep in mind there's a big fan base out there that this was something that they already kind of felt the first time they saw it. I think enough people have imitated him that it doesn't feel as uncomfortable or weird as it did the first time I saw it. Because you're like, the white horse shit in the second movie, like, what the fuck? I just remember being irritated with Dave Farrick eating all that candy corn, flicking it and all that stuff, and spending that much time in that little moment.
Flicking it.
But now I'm kind of like, I appreciate them as their own thing. I'm like, he's kind of a scary kid character too. If you think of it as not a Halloween movie, it's pretty good.
And we've seen kind of Dag Fair, Dag grow up a little bit because he's been coming to Horror Hounds forever.
Was he there recently?
I don't know.
No, not recently, but like we've seen him like since he was like a kid and grow up a little bit.
It was
It
cute.
was
So
interesting
fast.
to see.
When
Yeah.
the first one came out, he was still pretty young, and he came to the show. He had all his little toys with him. I loved it. He was just a kid having fun at his table.
Just a kiddo. Well, moving on then. We were talking about how much we love gossip earlier. Would you like to gossip about Tom Brady right now? Your bitch is pregnant by somebody else. She left your ass.
Really?
And then immediately got pregnant with her
Well-
judo instructor or whatever.
Haven't they been broken up for like 2 years or something? So
I
it's
know.
not like
It's fine. But I
Yeah.
I just want him to be, I just want this for him. I want him
yes,
to feel
because
bad.
it was interesting because like for some reason an ESPN or Sports Illustrated article popped up on my Instagram feed
Okay.
about this that it was like Tom Brady posts cryptic messages on Instagram, and they said it was like referring to what happened, like Giselle's getting pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
and all the comments were like saying like Giselle's for the streets. And like how she cheated on Tom Brady and how could she cheat on Tom Brady?
For crying out loud.
Mm-mm.
How
And
dare
it's
she?
it's just a bunch of simps for
Yeah.
Tom Brady in the comments. It
Because
was
you can throw a
very
ball? Jesus Christ, people. Calm down. Anyway, I just thought that was
He's a beloved national icon. What you gonna do? Remember when Tom Green was married
him.
to Drew Barrymore?
yeah.
And then like everybody loves Drew Barrymore a whole lot, and then when they split, everybody was like, "Well, clearly it wasn't her." Who knows?
I know. I just like when bad things happen to him.
When bad things happen to Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
or just guys named Tom.
Just guys named Tom.
yeah.
I love Tom.
I
Green,
mean,
though.
you think it bothers him at all or gets to him?
It has to.
Because I don't. I feel
married
like
for a
he's
long
such
time.
I feel like he's such a narcissist that he doesn't
No, that's why it gets to
really
him.
care.
That
Because
probably
he
is
can't
worse for
stand.
him.
Yeah, it makes it
Yeah.
worse that she's moving on so thoroughly.
Because no one is better than him in his mind. Maybe we're projecting a lot of things on the
I
Tom
am.
Brady that may or may not be true.
I don't know. It's because it's football season and the Bengals are being they're bad. And it's upsetting and I'm angry about everything. So all the good football players could eat my entire dick.
Doesn't it feel like all the teams the Bengals are hit? Like we've been watching the games, unfortunately, and it feels like these teams that they're playing against are having really good days. They're like, man, we had a really uncommonly good game against the Cincinnati Bengals this
Yeah.
week.
I mean, are they having good days? Or are we just really bad?
I don't think that we're that bad. I honestly think that it's like a lot of any
No,
given
we're-
Sunday-itis.
We're really that bad?
We're really that bad. dude.
Oh, no.
It can't be. It's us.
There's not enough
Yeah.
games in a football
It
season.
can't be everybody else.
in my opinion. But
Well,
of course, that would destroy all their bodies.
Their bodies are already destroyed. All right, so it's time for Sports Corner since we're already there.
Oh, quick update on Dig Fair. 29 rapper.
For reals?
Yeah.
All that true?
Yeah.
29?
He's 29 now. We saw, but I feel like the first time that we met him was 18 years ago or so. So that would have made him,
Oh my God.
what, 11? 12?
No, because the movie came out in 2007, right?
I don't know. That sounds right.
Andy.
Oh my God. Think about how long ago 2007 was.
I know.
17
Time.
years. I can do math.
Time.
That's wild.
All right. So anyway, where were we? Sports Corner. Bengals have been disappointing is the word, I guess. So whatever. But a bright spot for the Bengals is that Joe Burrow remains very popular with the world. So Macaulay Culkin dresses him for Halloween, which was really great. That warmed my heart.
Yeah. Well, do people know that they've always, for years and years, they said that Joe Burrow looks like Macaulay Culkin?
Now,
Yeah, finally got back to Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin should really have shaved his facial hair because,
Yeah.
you know, for the people, for the gram.
Get that extra baby face going.
Yeah, because he's quite a bit older than our Joe B.
Doesn't look it.
That's true.
Macaulay Culkin is really, I guess, taking great care of himself because he still looks like a teenager.
Right.
It's wild.
It's pretty great to see, though.
You think he looks like a teenager?
You know what I mean. I don't mean that literally. I mean that the way when people used to say that, like, they'd be
Like a teenager from 90210, maybe.
like where then people would say Dolly Parton looked like a teenager when she was in her 50s. That same kind of teenager. Like
Youthful.
he looks youthful.
He looks
No,
closer to
I
being a
agree, he
teenager
does.
than not.
Yeah, he has a baby face, but teenager is kind of a generous.
But you know,
Baby's younger than teenager.
baby does beat
Think about it.
teenager in the youth stakes.
If anything, you're being too generous.
I know, but it's a phrase. Nobody says teenager face.
He's
No.
got teen face. That means you have
If you say
acne.
teen face, it means you have pizza face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenager
People
face
say
is
baby
not a good
face.
thing.
You have a scowl and you have
Yeah.
acne.
If you have a teen energy or teen quality about you, that's a good
Yes.
thing. If you have a teenage face, that's that. And
So, my point still stands, even though I said baby face and you said teenager.
yes, sure. We'll agree to disagree at the Macaulay Culkin.
Is anybody following this anymore?
Yeah, somebody is. It's not one of us.
Who's winning?
But I was really excited. I thought it was so cute that Macaulay Culkin dressed up as Joe Burrow, but then some interviewers asked him Joe Burrow about it. And it was like, I'm not really a Halloween guy.
I
don't
know.
like-
It's like, shut
it's like-
up, Joe.
like,
You
I don't like
boring-ass
dressing up.
motherfucker.
They
I'm
asked,
like, oh,
they asked
Joe.
him what they asked him about Macaulay Culkin's costume, and his response was, "I'm not a Halloween guy."
Yeah, it's like I don't get dressing up. Like, what do you mean, Joe?
What are
It just
what are your game day outfits, Joe?
He's like, Halloween is every day. He wants to be like a pimp from the future, and that's like, but he's like, that's not Halloween specific.
That's just everyday life.
Yeah.
see that's why trick or treating's dying game because people like Joe Burrow.
I know.
They're allowing 364 days a year to be Halloween when really it should just be one.
Listen, there are think pieces out there. I'm not making up the trick or treating is dying.
Oh no, it's
Think pieces.
the trunk or
There are takes.
Trunk or treat keeps coming up in
Yeah.
response to that.
as the death knell.
So, but that to me that doesn't mean trick or treat is ended. It means it's just moved to a parking lot,
Yes, but
which is
how-
lame.
where I don't belong to anything that does a trunk or treat, so I don't get invited to them. So I can't give candy out.
Are you allowed to just show up at one and say, "Here's some candy"?
If you're part of the community, I'm sure like Corwin
I don't
Township
wanna
probably
join
has
a
a
weird church, so I can do a trunk or treat
I don't think
with
you have
your
to.
weird kids.
Well, and we just do a drive-by trick or treating and just throw some candy out the window from your car.
Okay.
Next year
All
we
I
should just
want
set up in the street.
is to ooh and ah at kids' costumes
Yeah.
and go, wow, you look great. Here's some candy.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
I like it when the
With
little
some
ones
spooky sounds
like
coming
to-
out of my house.
you got to hear that little took a tweet,
a tweet.
took a tweet.
That's all I want.
And they have the extra cute kid who gets like 3 pieces of candy for being adorable.
Christmas cards and trick or treating.
Yeah.
They're dying.
The Morrises send us a Christmas card every year.
Mm-hmm.
Scott and Tracy are
Mhm.
unofficial cousins.
Yep. Anyway. Also Andrew Whitworth dressed as Joe Burrow for one of those sports shows that he hosts or whatever. So I thought that was cool. There's two
Yeah.
high-profile Joe Burrow sightings in the Halloween costume ranks.
Let's all be Joe Burrow next year.
Let's all be Joey B.
We'll see what kind of hair he has next year.
Yeah. If he's, left Slim Shady behind.
Yeah.
Also in Sports Corner, Bill Belichick, 72 years old, and he's dating a 24-year-old.
No. Bill Belichick doesn't look like the kind of guy that would. I mean, like, I guess I can see it.
I mean, he's an old white guy with money, so he's
Yeah.
that type of guy.
Oh.
But he also just seems like kind of like he doesn't have the energy. I mean, I guess he does. He coached the Patriots for a long time. He probably has a lot of energy.
Okay. Here's the thing about Bill Belichick as a 74-year-old. He looks 74. Whereas,
Well, 72, but the
72,
point stands.
But Andy
anyway, I'm
stands
just
by
saying.
his 74 comment.
Yeah.
it's not about the age. It's about how you look. Because Michael Keaton is 70 years old, and he looks damn good.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get why, maybe a 20-year-old will want to get with Michael Keaton.
Mhm.
But Bill Belichick, no man.
Mm-mm.
See, I think more of like just the ability to keep
It's
up with
just
someone that
weird.
age. Like the interests. Where are the interests?
Yeah, what do
common?
they
Nothing
talk
to
about?
Talk about. And you can't tell me you do.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
simply
one-way street at that point.
It's simply that you like what you're looking at, and that's okay. I'm not saying she's 24; she's not a child, even though the brain is supposedly doesn't fully form until you're 25. So girl, do whatever you want, but we all know what you're doing, right?
I mean, like
I'm saying
from
no
her-
shame, but I'm also shaming.
From her perspective, I could see it in that he's an older, powerful person with a lot of life history. Probably super interesting. He's been all over the world. He coached a Super Bowl winning team. That's attractive, whether he's appeals to your
for
eyes
his
or not.
power,
Yeah.
not for anything
But that's a
else.
one-way thing. Like,
Yeah.
well, no, you could be attracted to like somebody's depth of history.
True.
But there's from his
Yeah.
perspective, like, what are you getting besides like the
Something to
thrill
look
of
at.
a young person? Yeah. But I'm being judgy
I am too. It's kind of
Yeah.
gross.
because they could be
I would-
deeply in love.
Well, and also I wouldn't judge it too harshly if I like the person.
Exactly. If
'cause
this
Oh,
was
yeah.
somebody
I don't
I
like Bill
enjoyed,
Belichick.
Bill Belichick sucks. That's easy.
if Ben Affleck was out there dating like an 18-year-old, I'd defend it because I love
Yeah.
Ben
Would
Affleck.
you?
I don't know why. Not really.
18,
but
18 is a little too young.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
That's
you're
literally a high school age.
right. I know.
I mean, I have friends that are in their 20s, I think. Maybe still a couple somewhere out there. There's maybe two of you. And I love you, and I think that you're awesome, and you
I
have
appreciate your energy.
You're just starting out life. But the thing is, like, again, I've hung out with these people, and you run out of things to talk about very quickly.
I like explaining old timey things to them.
They love that.
I'll explain. You
You can only
who
do
Bob
that for so
Newhart is.
long, though.
I'll
Before
tell you all about it.
you don't have any shared experiences. So like you end up like having to tell your thing, your history to somebody and what you loved all your life and blah, blah, blah. And then what they're sharing with you is crap that you kind of glossed over, culturally. You're probably like, oh, well, I was busy then. So maybe I missed out on that. So maybe there's a little give and take there where they get to learn how to text
They can teach you,
or
you
tweet.
know, what the new slang is.
What I just said, it was also sounded old, probably.
Old man Morris over here.
What would someone teach you to do now? A young person is something that we don't know how to do.
Well, we have a new word of the year from the Collins Dictionary,
Oh yeah,
and it is brat,
as in the song
as in the album.
or the album. I mean,
And you would sort of
I
need
s-
a young person to explain this to you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I still don't understand what is brat. It's a good thing, right?
Brat is a good thing. It is, and I read the article so I could get the definition, and they said it is a confident, independent, hedonistic lifestyle.
oh, I didn't know hedonism was part of
Yeah,
it.
oh yeah, it's about being messy and hedonistic.
Does eating a lot of Halloween candy count?
You are
But
brat.
why?
Yeah.
Is that good though? Is messy good?
Well, I think it's acknowledging that none of us are not messy. We're all
Okay,
messy.
is Bill Belichick dating a 24-year-old? Is that brat?
Not in my mind. But that maybe I'm not understanding the term. Maybe I should loosen the fuck up. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will tell you it's hedonistic. But I don't know.
Okay. Giselle getting pregnant by her judo instructor. Is that Brett?
Oh, that is Brett.
Okay.
He was her judo instructor. I missed that part.
Remember all the jokes they made about him at the roast?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that was that. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I didn't connect those two things.
That fucking roast. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I need a segment on some show that says to determine what is Brett, and they just bring up certain things, and we decide if they're Brett or not.
You need the olds to be taught.
Tom Brady roast, didn't the insult comedian that just dissed
Oh,
Federico?
was he there?
I think he was one of the
my God.
comedians.
Yeah, that's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Good for him. Not.
I wonder if he has any beliefs.
He believes in money, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just believes in likes, and attention,
Yeah.
and being an asshole, and punching down, and not being funny.
I mean,
that's
to be
not
fair,
Brad.
his
Kamala is Brad.
his
That was already decreed by
his stuff
Charlie
at the
XCX.
roast was pretty funny because they've been playing clips of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's
fair.
wolf in sheep's clothing. Laugh, 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 and you're like, oh, now he's being paid by Trump to appear.
Saying horrific things.
Yeah.
Um,
You can be a disgusting person and still be funny.
this is true. Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
Freddy Good-
Louis C.K. I still think is funny.
Yeah. In a way, I find Donald Trump funny, but not in a
Yeah.
that's
see him?
hilarious way.
Did you see him
It's
deep
more of-
throating pretending
yes.
to deep throat the microphone
He deep throated it and jerked it off.
and jerked it off too?
If he was just a businessman still, I mean, I'd still find him repulsive, but it would be so different.
But it would be
Yeah.
so less dangerous.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like
The
every
danger
time I
element
laugh
goes
at
away.
him doing the double jerk off motion and the dancing and everything, like I laugh and then you sit and you're going, no, but like there's half of the people in the world or I mean, the
Yeah.
country are,
Okay with that.
they're okay with him being the
And
leader.
I feel that's the problem because he just seems so in a harmless, not harmless in a dumb way, but it turns out he actually is very dangerous.
He's
Yeah.
harmful in a dumb way. In
Yeah.
a dumb way. Oh God, this election needs to fucking be over
Can't
with.
wait.
Jesus Christ on a stick. I need it to just be over with. Although who knows what fresh hell will be unleashed afterwards. And
Yeah,
then I'll be
there's
like,
still
I wish
3
it was before the election when the world wasn't completely on fire. Sorry.
Anything can happen in 3 days, Amy.
I know.
I was talking to just mentioned squirrely Kyle, and we had a politics conversation when we was here, and he was. I think I'm with him where our butts aren't going to unclench until January, and everything's done as far as that part of it.
Clenched.
I just can't
Panties
That's-
in a bunch.
can't imagine.
That's tough because your butts are cleansed for till January. That's a lot of backup.
You got
It's
tiny
super
little butt.
clenched.
It's gonna really.
You picking on my little butt?
You're gonna.
I used to have a lot more
You
butt.
need some more butt. If you're clenching it, it's really you're just bone on the seat.
Yeah, getting old sucks. I used to have a
You
big
lose-
juicy dumper.
You did have a nice.
I used to
juicy
ride a
dumper.
bike everywhere. That's the difference.
I still like.
Are
it,
you
but-
are you a hand kill right now?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
Andy, you've seen me from behind. I need to start doing squats again.
There you go. Get that juicy.
I
booty
can
back.
tell the bony, I can feel the boniness of it.
It's cute.
Like, do you hear like a hard thud when you sit down on chairs?
It's
Like,
different.
Clunk.
It hits different.
We
Literally.
need to get him a donut to bring everywhere to
Yeah.
sit on.
Got me thinking about it. I'm like squeezing my own butt cheeks right now, trying to see how much is left.
It would just be bones scraping against each other.
Finally, this is a question I posed on our Discord, patreon.com/NOTLP, if you're not a patron already. And thank you if you are. Our Discord, which you access as a patron, is why I said that. Wow. Okay, I'll stop. But anyway, I posed this on the Discord, this question about which horror franchise had the strongest debut. Because we were watching Halloween, and that's what made me start thinking about it. Horror franchise means you got to have 3+. You know, it can't be just like 2. So Terrifier now qualifies. But when I posed this on the Discord, we had people talking about a classic and a modern era. So this could even be broken down into like classic, meaning like Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then like newer franchises like Terrifier, like Paranormal Activity, like Saw.
Which is what I thought of the modern era. I think Saw was the strongest debut.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
of the classic, I'd say Nightmare on Elm Street, but that's a tough one.
Right? Because then you start thinking TCM is so
Yeah.
great.
The first installments of the 80s and 70s franchises.
Yeah. My answer is gonna be Alien, because I feel
Yeah.
Alien is a
That's a great
masterpiece
pick.
in terms of movies.
You're right,
Like,
man.
Because you can pick apart some things with like Nightmare on Elm Street as a movie.
They're flaws
You know,
there, yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Halloween. But for me, Alien is a perfect movie.
Right.
So that's my answer.
Excellent point.
It's a
Excellent
good one,
point.
which I think you're the first person who said that, right?
Yeah,
Anybody else say
I haven't.
that?
Nobody else mentioned that. Nightmare on Elm Street is the only. I only go that way because of just how much it set up a style
Yeah.
to it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. The style of it, I really enjoyed.
It's funny that you and I both picked that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
isn't it funny?
I thought you would say Friday the 13th.
No, because I don't think that was the strongest debut. I think
Yeah,
it
well, yeah.
overall is stronger for me. But
I feel like Friday the 13th got better,
yeah.
Yeah.
whereas like Nightmare on Elm Street, it started off really strong, and
Kind of
certain
petered.
movies are really good, but it kind of petered off.
I heard a critic, I was reading an essay by somebody, and they said they thought that the fourth Halloween was the best in the Halloween series. Of the sequels, I mean. And yeah, I don't understand what people were. I think personally, with me and Nightmare on Elm Street, I think so much of it's personal because it was the first horror movie I saw in a movie theater, I think. And it was so impactful. I can't untangle that experience from whether, look at it objectively versus Halloween. Because objectively, Halloween is probably a better made movie
Yes.
than Nightmare on Elm Street.
We were talking about that too, just about
Yeah.
how assured and like artistically fucking confident
Dean Kundi is where
Halloween
a lot of that
was,
is.
it felt, versus some of the other debuts.
Yeah, the
That's kinda-
cinematographer on that is, I
Yeah.
think, a big part of why that movie was so good.
Texas Chainsaw does something so visceral though, and so like ballsy compared to the other ones though.
Yeah.
Of
You're
its
also dealing
generation.
with Toby Hooper, who is
Yeah.
kind of notoriously a hard director, especially on women. He's kind of like a Kubrick approach where everybody was on edge and it shows in the movie,
Right.
like that kind of methody kind of thing. I remember speaking to John Dugans when Kelley interviewed him at the Overlook when they did that TCM night. And we were talking after, and he was talking about just telling us horror stories about Toby Hooper and how mean he was. and, and like rest in peace. And it sounded a lot like the Kubrick kind of thing with The Shining and how he would just kind of keep people on edge.
Right.
And that shows. I mean, like there's something, it's not, I don't think anybody would do it anymore. It's immoral, but it shows in those older movies, and you're kind of like, well, it'll never be duplicated.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, so Andy, you gave us your Alien. What was your modern era one?
Oh, modern. God, that's a lot to think of because that's just more work for my brain. But I can't think of like one that. Geez, what
Well,
franchises are out there?
Hostel, Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. Would you consider Blair Witch part of the new?
No, because there were only two.
There's 3 now.
There are?
Yeah. Adam Wingard made
Oh,
a
shit.
third one.
Never mind. I know what you're talking about. But that's not really a continuation, and it has to be a continuation.
Oh.
A part 3.
Mm.
All right.
Has to have a part 3.
It was a continuation, though.
Paranormal Activity had a part 3 that was perfect.
Wasn't Blair Witch? Because they talk about Heather Donahue in it.
They didn't call it part 3?
No.
All right, fine. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Or Evil Dead.
Evil Dead's a good one.
But that's a classic era.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh. Evil
Can't
Dead's
think.
up there.
Mm.
of any others?
We
Amityville.
Amityville?
I mean, there's a bunch of those.
I wouldn't call that a
Yeah,
strong
that's-
starter.
That's classic.
Yeah, that's 70s. And
Conjuring.
Ugh, I hate
Yeah,
that whole universe.
I know.
I don't hate it.
Insidious, Conjuring.
I,
all that
I just
stuff.
don't like that universe.
Doesn't do anything for me either.
It's not for me.
My opinion on it's changed over the years. We saw it in the theater, and I thought the first one was great. And I watched it
It
again.
was boring.
Yeah, it was like a year or two ago, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of
My
dull.
taste changed on that too.
I mean, I feel like that universe is very influential in terms of horror. It's the jump scare era, which kind of,
I
to
don't
me, is
mind.
very, very cheap.
I'm cheap.
No, I don't mind jump scares, but when your whole movie is jump
Yeah.
scares,
Yeah, it's built on it.
that's a problem.
Yeah. You gotta have a little something. Anyway, that's the last of my topics
That's
for
fun.
you, gentlemen.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you. I try to make it fun. I make it nice,
Thought provoking.
make it fun. I want your brains to work
All right.
till you're very old. So this is what we do to make sure that happens. And I'm just talking now at this point while Freddy figures out what
Yeah.
he's doing.
I was just waiting
All
for you to
right.
tell me. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.